Watch this, the balls you can barely reach after serving are the ones killing your game. Here's how to fix that. Here's something almost nobody gets right. Your position after the serve. A lot of players think, I'll just stand at my backhand corner and I'm all set. But what actually happens? Wide-angle returns, the big ones, those are usually manageable. You can lunge and reach them. It's the half-reachable balls that kill you. The ones where you could move, but you're not sure you need to. That's where the most errors happen by far. Watch my feet here. Even when the ball comes back to roughly the same spot, I don't just stand still. My center of gravity shifts, see that adjustment? My weight transfers and works together with my hand. But so many players serve, then just freeze. They plant their feet, lock their body, and stand there like a statue. When you serve with side spin, the opponent often doesn't intentionally send it wide. They just get caught by the spin. See that error? My feet were slow. If I move right after the serve, I can get into position and press down on the ball immediately. Watch the difference. The first time my body clearly lagged behind my hand. This time, my body leads and my hand follows. What cost me the point? Not technique, position. Stand here, I can't reach it. Stand here, I can't reach it either. But right here, I can make the shot. When the ball happens to come right to you, you handle it fine, you're not struggling with technique. But in real play, the ball rarely lands in a convenient spot. What most recreational players are actually lacking isn't shot difficulty. The shots themselves aren't that hard. What's missing is positional judgment and footwork adjustment. You're not losing to spin. You're losing to position. Once your positioning is off, everything falls apart. Your center of gravity can't keep up. Your feet don't move, your stroke deforms, your timing is wrong, and your spacing collapses. So now we need to drill this. Say you're someone without huge explosive power, and you want to develop real quality on your third ball after a side spin serve. Watch my feet after the serve. I'm actively hunting for the contact point. The mistake we all make is keeping the body still and just reaching with the arm. Now let's talk about the forehand side. Against topspin, the ball doesn't carry much of its own spin to work with, so what wins the point? Three things: power, speed, and placement. Now think about where you're standing. If I'm close to the table, within about a meter, is raw power my best weapon? No, hit hard from close range and you'll overshoot. From mid-distance, you can swing freely without the same risk. So at the close-to-table position, your biggest weapons are speed and placement, not force. Speed is primary. Now, remember what we just covered on the backhand side. The same three words apply to the forehand. Every time you make contact with a punch stroke close to the table, those same principles carry over directly. If you back off the table, you get jammed. The key phrase is small, quick stop. Every punch shot in match play comes back to those three words. After your serve, keep the stroke compact. If you pull the racket back with a big backswing, You're creating a long swing path at close range, and the inevitable result is overshoot.
你就上台了。
So for this kind of topspin return, commit to small, quick stop. Don't pull back. Keep the stroke compact, keep it fast, and stop the racket early. When you punch the ball, you finish roughly here, between these 2 points. Don't overextend. Now you do have to adapt. Sometimes I finish my swing and already feel it's going to fly long, so I have to control. The incoming ball changes, and your adjustment has to change with it. The more you move your feet, the easier this becomes. And this is exactly why the forehand side produces more errors than the backhand. On the backhand, you can soft block and still get the ball on the table. But transitioning from backhand to forehand requires footwork, a weight transfer, a positional step. That extra movement is what makes it harder. There's a positional step involved, so the difficulty goes up. In that situation, I need small, quick stop. Watch, the stroke only goes about halfway through a full swing, then it stops immediately. Very compact. Second common problem on the forehand side. Players who drilled forehand drive for too long develop a pure punch feel. Their touch becomes all collision, no friction. So if you want to learn to loop, start early, build that brushing feel before the hitting habit is too deep. The forehand drive is just a basic framework. In a real match, whether it's doubles or playing against different rubbers, you adjust. It depends entirely on what the opponent gives you. When the incoming ball carries topspin, you must press the racket down and punch through it. If you open the face even a little, the ball arcs up and sails long. Press and punch, that applies across the whole table. Backhand flick 2. Watch, when I redirect to the line, I'm still pressing down as I flick. How much do you close the racket? That depends entirely on the incoming ball. If the ball sits up high, I can press the angle down firmly and still clear the net. But if the ball comes in low and I close the racket the same way, I dump it straight into the net. So you have to adjust. A high ball, press more. A low ball, open up and reduce that closing angle.